been a long time. I've recently really wanted to start getting back into posting on my YouTube and posting what feels true to me. And something that has been on my mind recently has been the idea and the thought process of getting what you deserve. Growing up for a long time, I always felt like I was destined for something. I was destined for greatness. I always felt like I was on the verge of something great happening, my big break to happen. When I was 16, I got into crypto and NFTs. I thought that was it, but it was a stepping stone. When I was 17 and 18, I got into reselling sneakers and doing retail arbitrage on Amazon. And once again, I thought it was my big break, but it was my stepping stone. At 19, I decided to move to New York City for college, but I decided to move to New York City alone. I didn't know anybody. Once again, thinking it would be my big break. And here I am, January 25th, 2026, in my own apartment, and I've never had my big break. Maybe it comes with age, but I've slowly shifted away from that thought process of feeling like I deserved, or that my work ethic was of such that it should just happen to me. Like, why can't it happen to me? I feel like I'm a hard worker. I feel like I constantly am trying new things. Like, why can't it just click and I can just become famous, become wealthy, become everything I hope all at once? And once again, I'm 20. I'm still young, but I've been posting. I've been hustling. I've been trying to find ways to allow myself an easier life. Maybe not, that's not the right terminology, but allow myself the freedom, financial freedom that comes from working hard. I just always felt like it was my time. But over the years, I've started to realize that maybe these are all little stepping stones for me, that one day, slowly, I've built a mountain instead of all of a sudden just getting shot to the top. And I don't think I'm alone with this. I think there's a lot of people who feel very similarly, who feel like they have great work. I think there's a lot of people who feel very similarly. They think they have great work ethic. They think they try really hard, and they probably do. And they feel very deserving that these great things in life, things that they assume to be great, that now is the time that they deserve it. And I think the reality is, and maybe this is just my individual experience, maybe it's not the same for you, but this is what I found in my life, that the more you feel like you deserve something, the further away you really are from it. Now, this thought process of me feeling this way, like I always deserved something and I never got it, but then me slowly shifting my mentality to being like, you know what, maybe it's not that I deserve these things, but that this is a part of my journey, I never saw anybody talk about this online. I do consume a lot of videos of similar to this, of people talking about their life experience, their world experience, and how they perceive things. But this was never something that I saw people talk about. I thought that in my life, I've had enough experiences where this is something that I felt really true to myself. I think a lot of my mentality of me feeling like I'm a hard worker and that I should just, these great things should just start happening more, comes from a sense of wanting to just accomplish, get things done and get on to the next. And in a way, just speed through life. I think there is a both negative and positive side to this coin. For example, I'm 20 and I'm big into video games. I speed run games, and I think at times I try to speed run my life. For example, I got into running in March of 2024. Let me backtrack. I got into the gym my freshman year of high school in 2019. So I've been lifting for this point nearly 7 years. In March of 2024, I moved to the city and wanted to try something new, so I got into running. I started running in October of that same year, October 2024, I ran my first marathon. At this point, I was super into running and really enjoying it. But then in February of 2025, I ran the Austin, Texas Marathon. Then in November of 2025, I ran the New York City Marathon, my third marathon. And then just a short month later, in December of 2025, so just a month ago, I ran my first ultra marathon. I ran a 50 miler back home in my hometown. And in a literal sense, I think when I get into something, I just want to achieve, get to that next level and become like incredible at this thing. Because I got into running, and within a year and a half, I went from never running more than 1 mile distance in my life to running 50 miles. Now, this is not a negative thing. It's not bad to push yourself. I am a super self-motivated person. I really try to push myself very hard. I enjoy hustling. I enjoy getting out there and just going after it. And it's been a very, very, very slow mindset shift for me to be able to realize that just because I do these hard things, these things that people may pat me on the back for, it does not make me a better human. It does not make me somebody more deserving of money, of freedom. For me, that's essentially the things that I always felt deserving of, that I deserved freedom in my life. I deserved money. But just because I do these notable things, it does not mean that there's just no correlation. I hope I'm all keeping this in a space that makes sense. And what I did was I switched my mindset from feeling like I deserve these things and these things should be happening in my life, and always feeling just on the verge of my big break, was me realizing that my driving factor for doing things that I was solely because I just wanted to speed run life. I wanted to get over the hustle. I wanted to get over with having to do these things. As much as I enjoyed it, I just wanted the reward without the work, because maybe at those times my mindset was just a bit too far in the future, and maybe I would have to keep up with these things for 1, 2, 3, 15, 20 years before I really deserved what I felt like I did deserve. Maybe this was a bit of babble. Maybe it didn't fully make sense, or maybe it did to you and you resonate with what I'm saying. But I didn't write anything down. I just want to start speaking more off the cuff and getting better at fluently speaking as well, because I often feel like I do have a lot to say. I have had experiences in, certain ways in my life where maybe I can help others, or also that if you feel this way, I think that you're not alone, because in a lot of ways, I think we're very similar. There is so much similarity between people in the world. But I just want to wrap up by saying maybe it's age, maybe it's experience, or maybe it's a mixture of all. But I no longer approach things in life feeling like I deserve them. I approach things in life feeling like this is where I'm at. I'm going to give it my best shot. We're going to see what the outcome is and try not to have too many expectations. Of course, I can hope and be optimistic. I'm always going to have a glass half full mentality. But if I could just go back to 16-year-old me, what I would say, but not actually, I don't think I would want to tell myself this, because I think these experiences have shaped me into who I am. But my advice would be to just take a breath and slow down, which is what my parents used to tell me, and more specifically my mom. And I hated hearing that. I didn't want to hear that. So it's this weird dichotomy. I think I used that word right. It's this weird dichotomy of, I think the way I acted helped shape me into who I am and with my pursuit of these things. But at the same time, I think I could have went about it in a better way. I don't regret the way I went about things. All coming together now to a point where the way I approach things is that, like I said, this is where I'm at. I'm going to do my best, have a glass half full mentality. Maybe this is going to be something that shows me more to my life. But 20 is a weird age. I feel like I'm so old and I feel like I'm so young and I have so much time, but it also feels like high school was so long ago, and I don't know. I have a lot of life to live. I have a lot of experience in life to still gain, and I want to post this now because this is my 20-year-old mentality. Maybe I review this topic in 15 years from now and I look back and think, well, how young and naive I probably was. But that right there is the beauty of something like being able to post this indefinitely on YouTube. These almost journal diaries are a video proof of who I was at this time in the world and at this time in my life. So to anybody watching, thank you. I appreciate it. My goal really is to start posting more. I've posted quite consistently over the last year or so on Instagram and TikTok. Bit my cheek, but I was saying Instagram. But whether it's talking style videos or maybe a bit more creative videos, I'm always trying to be the best person I can be, improve myself, and help others and show who I am. So with that, thank you for listening. Keep pushing. Keep being the best person you can be.